Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on the top right side is the yellow French, we got VES of Valdemar. Spawn on the south side is the blue Chinese, we got Wam02 rather than 01. Dun dun dun. Either way, when it comes to map generation, it looks like yellow's gold deposit spawn a little bit up front. Next to some trees there, so can help limit mobile movement around here. Let's see, this is the French player, so Chinese Zunch News could still pose a problem, but not as bad as, say, English Longbow, to say the least. Additionally, his other two gold deposits are back here. And speaking about trees, we do have a nice line of trees here with some natural coverage as well, so he does have the deer deposits out in the open, relatively close by, same direction, so maybe secondary town center since this is the French player we're looking at. Maybe we see Chamber of Commerce having built in the corner, probably not. For the Chinese player, looks like, yeah, the map generation seems a little bit worse. Gold in a similar spot, the only one gold safe back here. While the other one spawned off to the right. And all three tree deposits spawned around here. Pumbaa is in the middle of them, while we've got the deer deposit here, another deer deposit over here. And a little bit wide open here for this gold deposit. So it feels like yellow has better map generation. Now the School of Cavalry being established versus the Imperial Academy. Imperial Academy is the landmark to generate more taxes, because everybody loves taxes. School of Cavalry is of course a standard age-up landmark for the French. Imperial Academy and Bardic and the Sun have both got quite equal, though it seems like Bardic and the Sun was more common, but it seems like Imperial Academy is largely taken over. Probably because you can build the Imperial Officials here and not consume Council's production queue. Plus, you don't start out with free Imperial Official. You generally have to build one. And of course, this is going for an early Royal Knight. And blue will immediately spot it. We'll get impaled a little bit there. And this may be into, looks like double Imperial Knight. It's not common to see a scout transition to pick up some delicious venison. Looks like neither side's going for the, whatchamacallit, professional scouts, that's the term I'm looking for. Blue's going for some spearmans. We'll have to go for a Dark Age spearman. Excuse me. Royal Knight moving around. Third Royal Knight on the build queue as well. Also, we just got spearman production for the Chinese overall, getting a mix of wood and food, no gold. As these amount of gold stockpiled up, maybe collect that up for a bunch of research, or maybe I just to collect up taxes for the rest of it and then go for an age up. It's hard for me to say exact month, but I'm guessing research. But taxes are being collected. No hardened spearman research just yet, and he's a little bit idle, so you may want to go for that. It's dirt cheap and quick. We are seeing professional scouts for the Chinese player, so we've got a stable on the field to get a bit of stability in his life. This deer deposit may be a little bit difficult to claim with all the Royal Knights nearby, especially since they are age behind. And the age up, the difference between the two is quite important. You get about 4 additional bonus damage, not to mention +1 base damage and more health to work with. Oh wait, he has just gotten it. Like I said, it researches really quick, so you just blink and you miss it. And we also want to see professional scouts being or survival techniques as well. More spearmen that will be able to escort these scouts, no problem. Then maybe enough Royal Knights to win this fight. It's not going to be pretty though. Does get some impalement there. No spear braces. He split up his fire. No, and looks like, ooh, looks like losing a lot of free damage there. I think it would be better from the stand and fight because he's going to save like one. Got a lot more damage done if he would have stood and fight, honestly. Pulls back this wounded one there. Maybe I'm for Chivalry. Does save this one as well. He won the fight. Let's see. Very high destroy value for blue. Don't remember seeing any Royal Knights went down. I'm not sure how blue got that high destroyed value. Something just seems wrong right there. How did he... I don't remember seeing 2 Royal Knights, or even 1 going down, let alone 2. And so it'll be basically 2.5. I also count damage dealt now as destroyed. Maybe need to take a close look at that. Maybe there was a recent patch that made this calculate damage dealt as well. Guess we'll find out soon enough. These Royal Knights should really not connect the Spearman. Does pull back in time. He is getting shivered on the way. This will pay for itself. I am curious, did they change it so now damage dealt does affect the destroyed value? Which would be interesting. And when it comes to the healing, that also would be not a great idea. Yep, very good fight by Yellow, that's for sure. And this Chevrolet is coming in nice. And there's some good health regen there. And Yellow got a bit more destroyed value. Pumbaa there. Pumbaa does go down. I'm a little bit confused. When did Yellow get more destroyed value? Is bug when you replace your own building counts as... that's may have what happened. Because I looked away, like, there's just... This is counting up, and I did not see what on earth made it count up. Thought so. Because I'm wondering... Because also in the middle of all that, Yellow somehow got 50 more destroyed value, suggesting maybe something got cancelled and... Yeah. Something may have been there. Yep, just me noticing things. Oh, Scout is down, not big surprise. Do have now Bloomery being researched. Increase some damage by 1 from melee. Let's see, how will that change the visible map? Those increase the damage from 28 to 29 versus the Royal Knights. A little bit difficult to do that sort of math right here, but one of these scouts do go down. A couple horsemen here getting hit. And you can see the Chevrolet is providing very good value. It's definitely paid for itself, and I think double more than it paid for itself right now. Bardican of the Sun, this will put in the Song Dynasty. Outpost trying to be established there. Pumbaa still has 1,800 food left inside of him. And those run away. That's probably a good idea. There's too many spearmen here for the Royal Knights to intercept. There's a good number there. It's going to be messy either way. Archers, that's exactly what he needs right here. A lot of times I try to judge the how fights are going based on the destroyed value or how the game's going. And of course, there's always these bugs where it's like, all of a sudden, now stuff is adding damage when you didn't really do that before. Good impalement there, but some spear race as well. Archer's engagement doesn't look like Yellow's taking too much damage. Does lose 1 Royal Knight there. Almost lost a second one. But Scout is down, not big surprise. Managed to pull back that Knight as well. Guess the +1 melee damage was not really necessary by Blue. Then again, it could be also meant for the Horsemen, because when Horsemen get the +1 damage, they have 10, which means they can kill off villagers in 5 hits rather than 6. So that's probably not meant for the Spearmen, but probably meant for the Horsemen, now think about it. Chevrolet providing excellent health regen here. Not too quickly, but it will pay for itself. It's already paid for itself, so this is all cream of the crop. That doesn't make sense unless that saying doesn't make sense here either way. Icing on the cake, that's a term I'm looking for. Very different. Which apparently cake icings actually has less calories than Nutella. So if you try to determine what's healthier to eat, cake icing or Nutella, to put on pieces of bread, it is actually cake icing. Somehow. Cake icing has less calories. That's what I'm basing it around. We do have Spearman charging way forward. Oh, I can go ahead and shrink down the mini-map size now. This is past the initial eco phase. I keep on forgetting to shrink that. Horseman's push away forward. Got a good number of villagers here. Not enough villagers to get inside of here. +1 range damage as well. So these arrows are doing 6 damage, 3 armor, so 3 damage apiece. Not great, but not bad. I've seen worse. Right now, the Chinese player's about ready to age on up, has enough resources. The French player is aging up, going for the guild hall back here. Imperial Palace here, which is less common of the 2 age ups, but does give you a lighthouse effect. I wonder if it does Imperial Palace allow you to see through like terrain like forests? Is it true vision or true line of sight? Guess we'll find out soon enough. As Spartak in the Sun, the Imperial Palace was actually deployed back here. So it looks like just one to age up. It's hard to say if one can see through forest, but seeing the shrubbery there appears to be visible. Looks like it does see through it. Never really thought about that. Oops, Spearman's now engaging over here. If he was going to build it back here, I'm sort of surprised he didn't try to... What's it called? Go for the astronomical clock tower. Maybe he wanted a backline vision. Who knows? It is nice to have that vision regardless, because it does allow him to see left and right quite a bit for the Imperial Knights, or the Royal Knights, so that's probably why he went for that. Either way, do now have the horsemen pushing the way forward. They'll just once again get inside the outpost. A number of archers there could be picked off. Royal Knights here, Spearmans here, who have their torches out. Blue could try engaging, besides the fall back. Yellow does have higher army value in the field. It does have veteran Royal Knights, and veteran Spear and veteran Horsemen still being researched, so probably a good idea to pull back. Veteran Archers has been completed as well. Guild Hall, of course, is plugging the default food. French players sort of scream the bottom barrel of resources. The Chinese player could actually advance to Yuan Dynasty very soon. Unless he's going straight for Age 4. Yuan Dynasty generally doesn't make any sense. Most players like to prolong Song Dynasty to get more villagers out. But it just screams at me Yuan Dynasty. But it also could mean Age 4. Chinese players is going for a handful of lancers and crossbowmen. That scout is down, not big surprise. Up north, outpost is gold. So this other safe gold deposit. He has spent some of the gold, so maybe he's just trying to age up, maybe trying to get a mix of everything, and not eyeing to really be aggressive military, but also trying perhaps eyeing age up, or not skipping out military. Hard to say. Do now have a monk on the field trying to collect some relics. And those scouts or horsemen took some bit of damage there. Going back to a monk could heal them up and pay for itself as that way. Spearman on a good intercept flank. Does get hit by a single crossbowman. And looks like Blue's managed to steal some of the delicious venison here. Monk will be picking up this relic. Horsemen take opportunity. They could try picking off these 2 Royal Knights. Lancers taking out that Royal Knight. The Knights can't necessarily run away, nor they can stand and fight in this situation. So it looks like Blue managed to claim all the venison that was around here. This venison deposit sees 6 pieces on the field. Monk may want to try for a Woolo right now, and actually let him push towards the Monk, pop the Woolo, then have the Royal Knights engage. Either he A, stands and fight and gets converted, or B, falls back and get hit a lot for free. but decides to engage the horseman on the flank. Archer's still pretty far behind. Royal Knights needs to start punch through the horseman. Archer is now engaging, hits the horseman there, not a great target there, now being tasked to the spearman. You can pop out the monk here and go for a Wolo. Looks like he will not. A power play could have been done there. If he would have managed to get the monk out and start doing Wolo and have him run into it, then he will force him either try to quickly take him out or stand and fight. And seeing these are all not hyper lethal units here, it could have got a nice conversion there. Don't think he could have killed him off quickly enough. But either way, the safe call was probably the correct call. Yellow's claimed 2 relics and picked up 2 more. Leaving one last relic, this one here. Archers and Royal Knights still the composition of the French. Chinese players starting to mix in more crossbowmans. Still has a good number of spearmen. Handful of horsemen hit the archers. Lancers just be a good bulky front line. Would be generally just great in this situation. In actuality, he has 8 of them versus 14. Army value is similar. Guess the large number of archers doesn't really have a good counterpart. Royal Knights find a good opportunity here. Takes out some of the horsemen. Lancers are outnumbered. Versus armies trying to engage. May want to try to ring around the roads here through here. Melee 2 damage now being researched by the Chinese player. We have the Canted Saddles and the Military Academy. Howdy. Royal Knights being tasked up here. Handful of walls being established. There'll be open with a drink nearby. My apologies if you hear it. Monk claiming up the sacred site here. A couple lancers here on intercept. Attack move right there. Lancers will likely go down here. Monk is drive-by healing. And right now, Yellow's claimed 2, or has claimed 1 sacred site. Looks like the Royal Knights can pause the reverting, even though the monk's not there. Oh, here, that sacred site's also being captured. Got exotic doggo, demands head pats. He also wants a stick. Monk, go ahead and throw the stick. That's how you tame the wolves, by throwing them a stick. Let's see. Oh, there was a keep there, must have been cancelled one point in time. I don't think blue destroyed that, but I'm also not sure where yellow had the stone went. Maybe there's a keep somewhere else. They do have the secondary towns there, which would consume some stone. Ah, that's... he must have rebuilt it over here. Central Sacred Site has been decaptured. Great gatehouse is being deployed on the field. A very fine gatehouse next to this gold deposit. Yellow's going to be trying to secure this large one, while this other one is untampered. This guy's trying his best. Red Palace now being established. Red Palace is being established right here where that keep was cancelled, making an excellent defensive landmark. The very fine gatehouse fires away. They'll just get on top of the walls to escape. Crossbowman can also get up there. He could have gone on top of these little points there. This should be traversable ground right there. That would have been a great spot for the crossbowman. Spearman crossbowman try and engage the Royal Knights now. They'll just back on off. The great gatehouse emplacements are doing great work. course, track is not perfect. Royal Knights are backing on off now. He also has a slightly higher value in the field, but both players now age 4. Got Gambersons, Elite Royal Knights, Elite Archers, and level 2 range armor with Tideward. Those are just right now going for Elite Crossbowmen, nothing else. I'll just upgrade these Crossbowmen, going for Elite Horsemen now. Crossbowmen, he may not be eyeing Incendiaries, just probably just trying to improve the current quality of Crossbowmen in the field, which is not a bad idea. Chinese tend to like to go for their hand cannoneers, because they, after all, they're one of the best hand cannoneers in the game. Able to get the 5.5 range is always very nice. They really did a lot of changes to the new additions to AoE 4. I like AoE 3, but I think it's terribly balanced. Yeah, there's a lot of balancing issues that players complain about Age of Empires 3, and since they're no longer supporting the game, it's basically permanent like that. Not to mention they promised DLC, and then they, in the same breath, they're saying, "Oh, we're canceling any further projects," and as well as balance patches. They did it all at once as well. Okay, some damage there. We got a good number of horsemen. Most of the Chinese players going for crossbowmen horsemen, which is a good counterpart to the Royal Knight and Archers. Though the French players are mixing some Arbiteers now, which horsemen will still be good against them. Horsemen, of course, able to move faster, able to get some damage on these forces. Yep, Age of Empires 4 is also probably more comparable to Age of Empires 2. Same time frame, similar concepts, but I think overall Age of Empires 4 does the counter system and a lot of things better than Age of Empires 2. But I understand why people like Age of Empires 2. After all, it's the original. It's more the original version than Age of Empires 1. Yeah. We do have, looks like biology got cancelled, going for Incendiaries for the Chinese player. The French player is a little bit scraped the bottom of the barrel, has a very small amount of resources. Let's see, Guildhall has 700 food inside of it. Right now we do have illicit incentives being researched as well as elite Arbiteers. Of course, I got the Red Palace here. Garrison the Red Palace is probably a good idea. Got a French cannon now deployed in the field. Last gold deposit being cleaned on up. We do have now the emplacements firing away. I really dislike that one guy in particular. There is an opening there, so the Chinese player is going to advance. Got a good number of Arbiteers and Archers here. Horsemen still be a bit of a problem, but the Lancers at least have a counter to them. Biology is being researched by the Chinese player now. Plus the Horsemen draw a lot of fire there, saving the Lancers from any sort of anti-armor damage. Crossbowmen advancing, gets distracted by some of the structures like that market. Of course, the Chinese do not like the market economy. We do now have that Lancer going on down. I don't think Blue will win this game right now. Got the town center still here, and only go down to ranged forces, which is not very good for all these garrisons. And Yellow has the TCML forces. I hear some passives point of view, giving these guys +5 range armor, up to 8 range armor. While they absorb a lot of extra damage. Not to mention the town center up here also has Arbals in place to help him out with defense. That alone can start picking off some units, probably a little bit slowly. On the left side, we got these nice hits of fire there, spearing in pursuit. French player has plenty of gold on the, not gold, forms on the field. Very different thing. Be cashing this sacred site now. It's probably time we switch over to this. The Chinese player does have enough stone for a keep and plenty of gold as well. Maybe eyeing for Dynasty. Yuan Dynasty could allow him to get out the Fire Lancers, of course. You now have the Incendiary Arrows research as well as the Elite Horseman upgrade. Getting some stone walls out. That's this gold being claimed. And blue's trying to establish a keep here, so is yellow. Yellow does have a fortified spring gold outpost here. Chinese not max population cap, neither is yellow. They have similar army value in the field. Going for a bombard now. Silk bowstring being researched by the French player now, suggests to me he's going to maintain his arch production. There's also mixing some horsemans as well. Who's skipping out on the Royal Knights, just trying to go for trash units for a time frame. Yellow's trying to establish a keep now. Or not yellow, blue. Got some, or a spear brace there, looks like. Crossbow firing away. Some of those villagers going down. Doesn't get a keep there. Pair of French cannon now firing away. Horseman push away forward. Got 3 French cannon there. Keep taking a bit of a beating. French horsemen push way forward. The keep's now on fire. Villagers evacuate to get the repairs going. Horsemen warding away the French cannon among all the other backline forces. Yellow's frontline forces have disintegrated. Horsemen going straight for the cannon and not being able to move forward, so they're getting stuck on the ranged models. Horseman taking some fire down now. We've got one of the bombards and one of the cannons gone down. Military Academy now being researched by blue. Yellow's villagers do manage to fall back in time. The French player is actually getting pretty low on gold. Blue right now is actually low wood and food, and some gold in reserve. He has his own bombard in the field. Possibly. However, I wonder how the guild hall is doing. After this fight, let's take a look in the guild hall. Bombard is taking a couple of hits there from the cannons now. Force pushing forward. Takes out the bombard there. Horseman engaging the horseman there. Guild hall right now has, it looks like he just recently withdrew food there. Can't say how much. Right now it's 120 inside. May want to go ahead and pass this to gold. There's not too much gold left on the map. This is being secured by blue, and this one is somewhat secure by yellow, but one spring gold in place is not a whole lot. French player has plenty of food and wood to pull out archers and horsemen, and French horsemen with the royal biology Royal Bloodline research makes him very durable. And he'll have a pair of cannons for structures. All he needs to do is escort the cannons and let them do all the work. Against structures, at least. Blue's now going for a big round of walls. Keep being repaired on up. And Blue's army's not retaliating upon this. And Blue's gonna be running out of stone relatively quickly. The French player's low, or is finally going for hardened spearman, going for elite arm tactics. Was trying to go for a spearman transition. Yellow has plenty of gold and decent food reserve as well. I am curious. Some of these villagers getting hit there. Gate has been completed, but the walls themselves are exposed. Takes out that wall's civilian, of course, one adjacent to it. That villager will go down. Crossbow engaging the horseman. Local doggo gets picked off. We do have pyrotechnics now being researched. Horseman does find the horseman. I believe the horseman will win. Yellow does also still has 4 relics, and so right now he has a passive, let's just call it an even 300, though Blue does have every single sacred site. And going for hand cannoneers, or at least the upgrades, got the serpentine gunpowder and the pyrotechnic. And 20 of them queued on up. Horseman straightforward. 1 spring gold, 1 arbalist emplacement, no boiling oil. Keep now set ablaze. Horseman, soon the horseman got a number of archers and crossbowmen here. Keep does go down, number of villagers here, but yellow has a little bit too many villagers most, so this is an expendable number of villagers. Though the bags are filled quite nicely with some gold, so that's going to be a bit of a permanent loss of gold there. Horseman now pushing over here, more of the French horsemen being pulled in the field. And he is going for a large number of spearmen. Right now they're just veteran spearmen, elite spearmen on the way. Elite architects, of course, been researched. And has all the blacksmith research there. Blue's gotten all the research, barring all the melee armor. Hand cannoneers push right forward. Of course, silk bowstring archers will be good against the hand cannoneers. They still will be able to outrange them, get some bonus upon them. So I think the archer transition for the French player is good. Still the Song Dynasty. Yun Dynasty would improve his unit's movement speed and doesn't necessarily need too many more villagers, so it could start eyeing for the Yuan or Ming Dynasty. Though Ming Dynasty would be very expensive, and Yun Dynasty also relatively expensive as well. Has not enough resources for either. Crossbow and the hand cannoneers push forward. Got 1 cannon back here. Yellow's only gold income from relics. Oh, not right now. Did manage to secure that 4,000 gold deposit. So it has a bit of income at the moment. Though I am curious about the guild hall again. If it's tasked to gold. I think right now he should just have it tasked to gold. That's the monastery. And it is tasked to gold. Has 300 gold inside, so not too much at the moment. And Yellow's now starting to secure up this gold deposit there. Still 7,300 gold there. And Blue still has this 4,000 gold in the Sphere of Influence as well. There's some stone walls here. He could also have some treasures. He basically has the entire path secured. That appears to be not traversable. Speaking about possible trade. Lightweight construction beams now being researched, or lightweight beams, which also reduces construction time. Basic wooden walls there. Arctic in the Sun could be upgraded. course, we got the Great Gatehouse. It's a very fine gatehouse. Horseman does manage to sneak on around. None of it goes for the cannon. And it looks like Yellow has killed from walls here. He may be on to cross the T, which is actually a naval term, but it will do here. Cannon fires away, won't be doing much here. Horseman's being brought in. Hand Cannoneer gets on top of the wall there. And the Chinese player could get on top of the wall. He does, of course, the Great Gatehouse improve their capabilities up there. But of course, Yellow backed away off of all of this. Blue's trying to fall back and get on top of wall segments, which will not save him versus Spearmen. He does have a substantial force of Hand Cannoneers. 43 Hand Cannoneers right here. And with his choke point here, it will be a bit difficult for Yellow to push on through. Archers and Horsemen still be a good call against all the Hand Cannoneers. Plays a cost-effective game, use trash units to deal with the high expense gold units. So steps back, good micro there by Blue right now. More horse being brought in, but a bit missed rally there. Does cause the nested bees in placement here. Yeah, they can climb up the side of destroyed walls. That's something they added in Age of Empires 4. That was one of the release features. Most of the French has mixed in some of his own Hand Cannoneers, but I don't think it'd be particularly useful at the moment. It will be already inferior to the Chinese ones with the pyrotechnic. I think you should focus on being cost effective for the archers time frame. Horseman does take out the royal cannons. And of course, Yellow needs to take time to reinforce. He could have stuck back here, get units on top of the wall, so get the increased range defense and range. Got an outpost here, primarily for spotting, and has decaptured this both ace sites there. And is making good headway into this gold. Guild Hall has 1400. Got some initial traders by Yellow, or by Blue. Hand Cannoneers firing away. Yep. Blue's doing a great job of microing this force. Yellow's fasting a chunk force. Is a pretty good balance between the two. We got the expendable cannon fodder versus the elite troops. Market does go down there, which is irrelevant since he already has other markets. Chinese horsemen trying to go towards the bar, the cannon, and does finish it off there. French Hand Cannoneers go on top of wall segments, start utilizing the high ground advantage for their advantage. Some more spearmen there to disrupt the horsemen, very nice. Going for some more archers. Horsemen and spearmen sort of fall back through the breach. Right now, Yellow has an army value of a lot less than Blue, mostly because of the high quality Hand Cannoneers. Like I mentioned, the French player's not maxed out at the moment. Or just did. Got another keep here. Heard some spear braces there, called the French spearmen. Hand Cannoneers firing away. He's making use of the high ground now. Let's see, right now the high ground advantage does provide 25% range resist and 50% siege resist, as well as +1 range. I remember originally it was like 75%. I couldn't... something quite high. Oh, we got some battering rams here to batter down the castle. The French villagers are rioting about that. Horsemen trying to stop them. And looks like this keep will be going on down. And the keep has been destroyed. Over here, we do now have spearmen and hand cannons pushing forward. And SP does get a bit of a splash hit. The French player right now has 7,000 food, 4,000 gold, a significant reserve. The Chinese player, while feels like he's in a pretty good position with his army composition, is scraping the barrel for resources. Takes the horseman no problem with this nice little choke point. Of course, the French cannoneers do not stand a chance versus the French hand cannoneers. A single arbalist in placement firing away from the flank. Yellow could have skimped out, go for some stone walls here, put some stone towers. Stone towers are more cost effective than keeps, just difficult to deploy. And usually never really option, and not to mention they have limited fire angle. Do the French stone towers get affected by the red palace or arbalist emplacement? All keeps and towers, or town centers. Guess not. Probably should or shouldn't. Not sure. What do you think? Should the red palace provide stone towers for the arbalist emplacement? But make sure it gives limited arc like the stone tower itself. Just trying to fall back through the breach. Battering ram battering down the stable. Imperial official supervising the mining camp has only level 1 mining upgrade. When you get the final upgrade, it does improve gold drop off, which is significantly better than mining speed. Of course, itself is quite expensive. It's one reason why I like a lot of Age of Empires games where they make the economic upgrades cost the 2 other resources, and I do honestly believe that system should be applied for gold plus upgrades, where it provides, well, the other. We got the Spirit Way being put on the field, so it's going to skip Yuan Dynasty, go straight to Ming Dynasty. You can always go to Yuan Dynasty later on to get the effects of Yuan Dynasty permanent, which would increase the movement speed of all its units by, was it 10 or 15%? Spirit Way increases, was it health or damage of units? I can't remember. Exotic Doggo fighting some of these villagers, double layering the stone walls. Ming Dynasty is now available, which also means Grenadiers as well. It provides plus 15% health, which is always very nice to have. Now his horseman has 259 health versus the French horsemen, which have 243. So right now, the Chinese horsemen are better. Or in the fact they actually lack the melee armor, which is going for melee armor now. Chinese bombards now engaging the keep. He's getting a tower to spot. Bombards in range. Luckily has a bit of extra health, not from the astronomical clock tower. Let's see, any Grenadiers in build queue? No, we do not. It's probably a good idea not to go for them. They do receive bonus damage from archers, since I believe they're classified as light gunpowder units, not heavy gunpowder units. The only heavy gunpowder unit I think in the game right now is the unique Japanese hand cannoneer, the Wam02, whatever it's called. And again, also the Black Rider is also heavy, but it's also cavalry. Got this archer emplacement causing issues. Oh, this bit of walls on this will be going down. And Blue's going to be repairing the walls now. The gate's in front of trees, so if that's a good or bad idea. Got a cannon placement here. Horseman will deal with it. Yellow's being a little bit idle. Yellow has consumed his gold reserve and it's now has a massive food reserve. Also, he's transitioned to a bunch of trade caravans. Has still 5,700 gold here. Has 10 horsemen queued on up. We got 2 horsemen queued on up and not a pop cap as well. And I'm assuming we have the upgrade for getting the merchant guilds now. Granaries over here has split up some mills around. I always wonder if people can sort of organize this better. Imagine putting the granaries in a bit more of like a horseshoe pattern around the Pure Academy to increase the gold what's the term? Generation, and then also have a nearby gold drop-off point for the taxes. I wonder if anybody would ever experiment around that. I wonder how much would that provide as well. Because imagine if you take the Pure Academy, put it around here, and then like a 2 farm gap, you put granary, then 2 farm gap over this granary, and 2 farm gap over this way granary. I wonder how much gold generation that can give you. You basically probably have to put all your pure officials on collecting up taxes. And that could be a good way to generate gold in the long run, rather than sort of just leaving it to be uncollected, like all bureaucracy. Or be wasteful of it, like all other bureaucracies with taxes. Either way, we do have, of course, to keep on the fire. No more gold left here, but still useful for protecting the sacred site. Blue right now has 1 sacred site, yellow has 1. The last one remains despicably neutral. Horsemen charge away forward to find some horsemen and spearmen. And Cannoneers firing away. Bombars takes out the keep there. Bombars are going to be crawling away. Horsemen charge away onto the hand cannoneers, but looks like they're trying to go straight for the bombards, so they got knocked around by the hand cannoneers. The stream of horsemen trying to be summoned for reinforcements. Blue's hand cannoneers get on the high ground here. Gives them also +1 range to work with. Horsemen gaining the ranged forces there. Blue has a pretty good core of hand cannoneers. Blue right now has 11,000 food and 8,000 gold, a massive resource stockpile. Left flank just villagers engaging horsemen. Got a Maginot point of field. Does not have the adjustable cross beams, or it's called. The army tactics and elite palace guards now being researched by the Chinese player. There's the adjustable crossbars. Horsemen push way forward. Bombard's backing on off. Archers sort of just being charged forward. Bombard's trying to counter barrage the cannon. Horsemen now trying to engage all these range units. Oh, left side, just horsemen torching down various stuff. French player has plenty of food and some gold to work with. Chinese player still has plenty of resources to work with. Queued up a good number of hand cannoneers, handful of battery rams. Queued up 27 elite palace guard. Battle card is now being researched as well. We're going for a large number of horsemen as well. And, oh, looks like one of these trading depots are on the outside of walls. And so now it's going to be hit. Yellow has no proper defense in that region. French player has plenty of food. I wonder how the guild hall is doing. Guild hall still has 8,000 gold inside of it, so he could make a withdrawal with it relatively soon. Once he consumes all of his gold reserves, then he can go for a massive wave of everything, just try to smash through his opponent. Right now, both players are just low in wood. These traders, some of these traders could be tasked in wood if he does need it. Handful of basic palisade walls there. French players going for a large number of horsemen as well as elite arbaletiers. They'll destroy some of these walls there. Palace Guard can storm the walls. Not like that would be super useful at the moment. Bombars can start hitting this keep there. They're getting range the arbals in placement. And the red palace is back here. Bombars could be hit by these various forces. Over here, we have now these ground forces intercepting all the traders, but also being intercepted by horsemen and spearmans. Those are push right forward. A couple bombars hitting the keep now. Blue's backing off even further south. The keep has gone down. Looks the French player has withdrawn from the guild hall. Could go ahead and queue up a massive number of knights. The amount of resource stockpile here, he could actually start deleting some villagers. Chinese player has a good mix of resources as well. Horseman push way forward, take a bit of damage now. Also trying to raid some villagers. Chinese player has consumed quite a bit of reserve resources, but has a good stockpile still. Arbus placements here being very effective. Chinese player has a good number of hand cannoneers and actually has queued up 31 more hand cannoneers as well as 75 more Palace Guard. So it looks like blue has a queue going to smash through his opponent. Maybe deleting off a handful of villagers would be good. I think I just saw him go like 119 down to 105, so I think he just delete off a handful of them. A lot of taxes here, but I think I hear some stuff picking some taxes. Spirit Way has not researched ancient techniques, which will give him plus 12% gas collection rate. More hand cannoneers queuing up, another 35 more. More units just being streamed up north. Palace Guard takes a bit of fire there. Valdemar is falling back. Right now, blue has a higher armory value in the field. Both sides have lost a number of villagers or deleted them. Villagers torching down some battering rams. Nice choke point there for the Cannoneers to use. Horseman finds the high ground, does get him bonus damage there, or plus 25% damage. Yep. So got a number of these horsemen. 6 spearmans queued on up, veteran spearmans. Up north, we do have just horsemen raiding around. Both players are now down to 90 villagers, which means their army size is getting larger. Blues pushing forward with no horsemen. Arbiters are backline. Cannoneers backing on off. While trying to utilize the choke point that's here. These forces engaging. More of the Royal Knights push forward. These, it's a bit of a choke point here, and this time blue's getting all jumbled up. It looks a little bit nasty for blue, but feels like blue's doing much better. Round of walls have gone down. Now blue has more way to exfiltrate. Good number of hand carriers on the high ground, getting the bonus damage here, plus certain gunpowder to make them pretty mobile as well. Bombard's engaging the Royal Cannon. More horsemen being streamed on in. Yellow has plenty of resources in reserve. Blue not so much, but has a good queue going. Yellow needs to get more units queued up. That's a bit of a problem right now. Lost more of the wall segments. Not a big problem at the moment. Hard to say this fight where it's going. It feels like it's still pretty even. Both players are sitting around 15,000 army value at the moment. Blue's getting more hand cannoneers being mixed on in. Bombard's being picked on off. One Royal Cannon falling back with minimal health. Some of the hand cannoneers on high ground giving them bonus damage and receiving less damage. Blue's backing on off. Trying to fall back to these wall segments here. When hand cannoneers up here wouldn't be half bad. Great gatehouse over here is actually part of the wall cinematically. Horseman now charging way forward. Blue's now advances hand cannoneers as well. Since Blue's shrunk his reinforcement line, he's able to get his forces grouped up better. Now we've reached the 1 hour mark in the game. Yellow's still shooting some more spearmen. Yellow feels like he's having trouble with his production queue. And he's queued up more Arbiters and Royal Knights, as with some more Spearmen. Yellow's having trouble remaxing. Blue's also not maxed out either, but doing better. Looks like Yellow's going to have to let some of these hand cannoneers just fall. But at least they'll get some good work done. Yellow needs to take time, reinforce, regroup over here. Has plenty of resources, but right now having trouble is remaxing out quite severely. Guildhall has 2,000 gold into it with his food reserve. He still has a pretty good queue going. Right now his problem is mass production. Hand cannoneers push forward. Another Palace Guard mixed on in. Right now the Palace Guard has similar health to rival even that of Guillaume's. French players trying to cut back a number of archers, so maybe some grenadiers can be mixed on in. Not too many, just a handful. Blue has a sniffing on the hand cannoneers. Of course, they're very powerful general students there, but they love to shoot anything in front of them. More horsemen and Royal Knights being picked on off there. Yellow's having trouble remaxing at 132 versus 196 on the field. Blue has a nice even 60 hand cannoneers, has army files approaching 20,000, and yellow has resigned. This is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.